It's Rhonda Head here, doing the Indigenous Superstar Show. I'm doing my 23rd interview today with amazing Indigenous artists from across globally, actually all over the world. Uh, I'm coming to you live from Big Eddy, Manitoba, the heart of Opaskwayak Cree Nation. And I have a really exciting guest on today. All my guests are all exciting, but my guest this week is really special to me, and you'll find out why. And her name is Brandi Vezina. She's a singer songwriter whose authentic country roots are intertwined with rock and the blues. She's a natural born performer who comes from a musical Métis family. Her biggest inspirations include Johnny Cash, the Rolling Stones, Janis Joplin, and Miranda Lambert. Waiting on a Ring is about enjoying single life. Vezina's follow-up to John Dillinger Type 2020 is about living carefree and embracing being single. Vezina was inspired to write about the real life of experience of friends going through messy divorces. Waiting on a Ring is intended to get people dancing. This is the third single for Vezina's Don't Settle EP, which is coming out August 21st, 2021. American gangster John Dillinger was the ultimate bad boy. John Dillinger Type is about no longer being attracted to bad boys, was released May 1st. Vezina's follow-up single, To Walk Away, continues to inspire people to expect more of their relationships. And this is the second single, Vezina, from her anticipated Don't Settle EP, released May 1st, 2021. She hopes Walk Away encourages people to leave relationships, workplaces, and situations that are toxic. She uses her personal experience to write music that is meaningful and helpful to those who need the message of self-preservance. I messed up that word. Brandi teamed up with CCMA award-winning producer Murray Pulver to bring Walk Away to life. John Dillinger Type, also produced by Pulver, is about the types of relationships Brandi had once been in. So I want to welcome my awesome friend, Brandi Vezina. Hey, how's it going?
Sorry.
Okay, okay, now you're on. So how's it going?
It's going great. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm keeping busy. COVID's got me really busy and still pounding away on the music trail and being creative in the music industry and just keeping really busy. And I created this awesome online show, and I get to visit with some amazing friends and crazy talented musicians in the Indigenous community. And you're one of them.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I just want to give a little bit of history about how we met each other. We met each other 2 years ago at the Manitoba Arts Network Indigenous Emerging Artists Intensive in Portage La Prairie, and that was the first year that we had that intensive. And you were part of the emerging artists at the time, and it was a really exciting week, and it was for me, it was a really pleasure to watch all the emerging artists really blossom into the music industry, and you're like on fire.
Thank you. Yes, truly and seriously, that workshop made all the difference. That was a game changer for me.
Yeah, we had some mentors come in, and we just talked a lot about the music industry and the business side of it, and for myself, like when I got into the music industry, we didn't have anything like this. All the mentors that were there, the same thing. Like we all learned on our own, and so yeah, like so, and I'm really glad that there's programs like those emerging artist intensive. That I'm really glad that they're out there to help emerging artists and you know, it's like success stories like yourself. It's so incredible to see.
Thank you, very much appreciated.
So, okay, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
Okay, how did you get inspired to get into music?
Well, for me, it came natural. My mom is a singer-songwriter. My granny was picked up by Sony Music in the 70s, but it was just the wrong timing for her because she had 5 kids and it was just not the right timing. But she did release a record at that time, and I'm actually going to re-release those songs and re-record them. They're written by Wes Wilson. However, yeah, so that's what I grew up on was music. My family, my mother married a musician, and my younger brother, Jesse Bandura, is also a singer-songwriter. Actually, he's on the Indigenous Music Countdown right now, #3. So it just came very natural. You know, some families play board games or, you know, stuff like that. My family sang. So I've been around music my entire life.
That's awesome. Aren't you on the Indigenous Music Countdown as well?
Right. I'm number 12 right now. So I'm hoping that my brother and I can be in the top 10 at the same time. Cause I mean, how many siblings can do that? Right. So I'm really, really hoping we're able to do that.
I think it's going to happen. So while you're on the show here, uh, email the Indigenous Music Countdown for Jesse Bandura and Brandi Vezina. So let's get her hopes realization, and I think it will. I think it's going to happen. The music that are on there is great. Okay, I have another question for you. So where do you find your inspiration to write your lyrics and compose your music?
Well, you know, I'm going to be honest, that weekend that we had spent together, I was the only one of the 5. I think there was 5 of us who were selected, and I was the only one who did not have my own original music at that time. And for me, that was like a real kick in the butt, right? Like I was like, yeah, right, as if. So my music, I was reading an article that Keith Richards had shared that it's kind of like music just kind of falls out and it's like a seance and you're just the person who it brings through. But I mean, I'm sober, I'm super spiritual. So I find just in the last couple of years by being open to, you know, not making mistakes and just letting melodies and lyrics flow, I really write from my own experience. I've written 3 books, and I'm what you call a hybrid because I speak and I write as well as singing. But I speak from my own experiences because I think it's really hard as a songwriter to write about somebody else's experience at this point in time in my own career. So the songs that I have written have I have a close connection to or a very close understanding. I have a song coming that's called Charming Narcissist. And it's from the experience of, you know, having bad bosses and super like selfish, narcissistic people in my life that those lyrics just wrote themselves. So yeah, I find they write themselves. And sometimes after I write, I cry. Like when I wrote Walk Away, I actually bawled right after because I didn't do that. Spirit and I had done it together, and the words, I hope they help people, you know?
Awesome. That's a great story. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. So with that, I'm going to give you the screen, and you can perform your first song, and you can introduce it. And
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to start with Walk Away because I just shared about Walk Away. So this was the first song that I recorded with Murray Pulver, and I'll give you a little bit of information after. There's a better way, see, that's not such insanity. Wasn't telling anyone what was really going on. Gonna have to go within to not repeat those mistakes again. Walk away if you wanna survive. No more tolerating any more lies. passed on through generations, same old situation. Learned from my mind, see just how crazy things could be. Thought I could handle it, thinking I could change him. Walk away if you wanna survive. No more tolerating any more lies. Gonna have to go then to not repeat those mistakes again. Walk away if you wanna survive. No more tolerating any more lies. Gonna have to go then to not repeat those mistakes again. Walk away if you wanna survive. Yes. So that song, Walk Away, I mean, there's lots to it, right? Hey, Luch, how are you, bud? Woohoo! I'm loving Lucian's radio show, so that's awesome. But in there, I say, passed on through generations, the same old situation. So for me, that's talking about a lot of intergenerational behaviors and trauma, right? So I made the choice to stop drinking. And this is my 7th sober summer. In November, I'll be sober for 8 years. So that's something I had to do for myself. So, for people who have, addicts in their family or alcoholics or, people who are sick like that, they're going to lie to you. So I say, you don't get drunk on the truth, because when you're drinking, and I know when I was drinking and, doing different things, I lied a lot. But I mean, I've had to learn in sobriety to change my ways, and that's what a walk away is about.
Oh, congratulations on your sobriety. That's awesome.
Thank
Totally
you.
awesome. So I know you're just new to the music industry. Like you're just blossoming out in the past two years, and you're doing like really incredible things for yourself. And I wanted to know, can you tell us where was one or two performances and venue and location where it was most memorable for you?
I definitely am. I really loved playing. I was actually wearing this dress. You can see it on YouTube, but playing Recovery Day Live last September 14th. I was one of the featured artists, and I was able to play on the CN stage at the Forks, and my hair was blowing in the wind and my band sounded good. And I seen lots of my friends in recovery waving and dancing, and that was so beautiful.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah, that felt really good.
Cool. So you've also released videos. Music videos? Can you tell us about your experience with that?
Yeah, so I'm an indie artist right now. Everything that I've put out so far, I've done on my with my own financial backing. Starting in this next little while, and this last bit, I've started to apply for grants. However, everything that I've done, I've paid for on my own, and my team is incredible to be able to work the quality of workmanship that is being put out, and my entire team, aside from one fellow who's Brazilian, my video team are all Indigenous, I think that's really special and really important. So Taryn Anderson is my number one. I wouldn't be doing the things I'm doing without her. Taryn is not only my videographer, my director, my makeup artist. She's also a dear, dear friend. So I work closely with Taryn. My first video, Walk Away, was more It was more featuring me, if you've watched it, and I'm very fortunate. You know, you have to be willing to ask people, and what's the worst they can say is no, right? So
Right.
I made a friendship, a very, very close friendship. Actually, Anna Lang is going to be in my next music video, Waiting on a Ring. So that's my third video. But I contacted her and we forged a friendship, and I borrowed a $1,700 dress from her and walk away. Yeah, because I mean, that's the black dress I'm wearing is super beautiful and classy. And I mean, I wasn't going to go throw down $1,700. Yeah, right. So that, and then Damien with 3D Visuals has been the cameraman that I've been working with, and my last video was a blast. I had a lot more of my friends. So John Dillinger type. I thought, who's like one of the best looking Indigenous fellas I know? I was like, I'm gonna ask Johnny Meckle. So he played John Dillinger, and John Dillinger's like a bad boy, right? And then a nice little Métis girl I know, Kristen Richard, played the main female lead. But my next video, Waiting on a Ring, is going to be a blast because there's so many of my friends in it. My girlfriends, actually, Ashley Yenez, who's a singer-songwriter, is in it, and Rory Verbrugge, who's a singer-songwriter, and Von Poiser. They're like those fellas are in my band, but I have friends in my band are in my video. My cousin did my hair, so yeah, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be fun.
Oh, that sounds so exciting. And it sounded like a lot of work too, a lot of coordinating, and you pulled it off. And I seen some of your video. I think it was John Dillinger type. You were wearing a jacket with a lot of fringes. Is that the John Dillinger one? Yeah, that was really cool. That was an awesome video.
Thanks.
Good quality. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. Very good job. I'm so proud of all the work that you've done, and you're also releasing an EP, you said?
Yep. Hashtag Don't Settle. That's going to come out later in 2021. So that'll be for surely 7 songs. Murray and I are just going to finish up 2 new singles that we're working on. And I've been very fortunate. The quality of players on my EP. Randy Hebert, he is a producer of Waiting on a Ring, and he plays with the Bellamy Brothers and travels all over. And Clint Dudium, so a local Métis artist as well, and Von Poiser. But working with Murray, I have Chad Melfort. I'm saying that wrong, but he plays with Gord Bamford and Denny Dufresne, who also plays with Gord Bamford, like really, really high quality musicians. And Sheena from Red Moon Road will be on one, and I also have Boogie the Beat on one of my tracks as well, coming on my EP.
That's awesome. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm gonna have to get him on the show too, pretty soon. So I'm gonna remove myself again, and we're gonna perform your second song, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I'll let you introduce it.
Okay, so this one is called John Dillinger Type. I grabbed the mic from my mom when I was 3. And I said, she was singing in a local contest in Grand Marais, and I said, bad, bad boys make me feel so good. So that had been a theme within my adult life. So that's where the song comes from. Here knocking once again, what if I let you in? Entertain it for a night. Bodies held tight. Bad boys are used to like. That John Dillinger type. Dangerous, reckless man. I long for your hands. Can't forget your kiss. It's probably what I miss. Bad boys I used to like. That John Dillinger type. Like a thief on a heist. That John Dillinger type. You Yes. Woo!
Thanks for sharing that song. That's awesome. I could totally relate to it.
No more. No more.
Yeah, for real, right?
Had enough.
So, what would you, what kind of advice would you give an Indigenous emerging artist that's new to the music industry?
My advice would be definitely you want to, you know what? I was listening and watching Desiree Dorian, and I really, really like what she had to say. I'm going to piggyback off of what she said. She said, learn from somebody who knows more than you. Because, you know, I think a lot of times we have to learn to be humble, right? Like, I mean, I walked into that emerging artist program, and honestly, I like, I had to play guitar for myself. And prior to then, I never ever played guitar for myself because it was me being the absolute most vulnerable. So you have to learn to be vulnerable. I wasn't a very good guitar player, I'll be honest. So I was willing to take lessons with Vaughn and learn. So you have to be willing to learn. That's what you need to be able to do, because the music industry is an industry. It's a business. You know, I think a lot of us think, oh, I have a great song. I'm going to get famous like that. That's all it's going to take, right? Which is total baloney, because it's a lot of work. Like, take workshops, sign up, start somewhere, you know, get some professional imagery. You want a brand, you want to create your own brand, you want a great website that is clean, you need really good photography, high level, high quality. For me, I design my own clothes. I have my own stage clothes because I know what I like to wear, and I have a tailor and I do my own thing. But you want to be your own person. You don't want to be anybody else. You know, there's 7 billion people in this world, and we need more artists who are willing to be themselves. And people like authenticity. I mean, for me, I gravitate toward people who are real, who have struggles, who have pimples, who, you know, who aren't perfect but are willing to say when things aren't so great. But you have to be willing to learn, because it is a lot of work and it's not easy, but it's doable. And if you want it, you got to work for it, and you got to put that time and effort in, you know? So yeah, be willing to learn.
Yeah, that's a really excellent advice, and you took that really to the extreme. Like I said, you just blew up in the music industry in 2 years, and you're doing so well, and you have several songs on the Indigenous Music Countdown, and you're working on new material and new EPs, new singles, and music video. That's so incredible. And like I said, I'm so proud of all the work that you've done, and I follow all the Indigenous artists that went through the program, and yeah, and I'm really proud of all the things that you've done
Thank you.
with your music and in the music industry.
And
So
thank you
yeah,
for your support.
quote you.
I
Oh,
appreciate that.
well, you're welcome.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Luciana said, stay humble and work hard.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hey, Lucy, I have to get you on the show too eventually. Starting to book dates for September. I just want to acknowledge all the people that joined in with us this afternoon. Uh, um, Doris and Lucian and let's see what's his here. Philaries.
Oh, Phil Aries. Phil.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you for tuning in, and do you have anything else you want to share before we?
I just really am grateful for your support, truly and seriously. Thank you. I think a lot of us have to do our own work, our own self healing, that it's really easy to compare ourselves to other people and to get a little bit jealous when we see other people doing other things. But I mean, we need to come together as a community, and we're super blessed here in Manitoba in particular that we have a very outstanding music community, and we'll do better and get further if we work together rather than pull each other apart, you know? So, yeah.
That's so true. Yeah, it's very true. And thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you're my guest today. And where can we find your music?
You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and all other streaming. I use CD Baby, so you can even make little videos on Instagram and Facebook with my music. You can find it there. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So awesome. So my next guest is Chokma. He's a um, musician that's based out of Winnipeg. He has some Juno nods and Grammy nods. So I'm really excited to hear the stories behind that. And that's what I wish everyone. My parting words is to stay safe, stay healthy, and kasagitan. Hi hi.
Sagitin. Hi hi. Yeah.